Yeah, I was a pretty late bloomer, so sort of lost a bit of interest for footy. I always kept playing it, probably just high level I lost a bit of interest for, and yeah, I had my growth spurt and stuff through COVID a little bit and developed a fair bit through that, and then just kept taking small steps and just seeing where it'd take me, and yeah, worked out.
In a perfect world, I don't mind where I get drafted to. You really don't know where you're going to go unless you're top 5 or something like that. But really it's up to the AFL clubs. You don't know what they're thinking. You can have some sort of idea, but you just never know. Yeah, I mean, obviously seeing Zach go 10, I think it was, being in the top 10 is pretty special. And even just being drafted, I don't mind where I go. I couldn't care less if I was number 1. I just want to be in an AFL system. I want to play for an AFL club, and I just want to play footy for a living. So that's really what I wanted to do since I was, a young'un, since I was 1 year, 2 years old, since I got a footy in my hand.
Yeah, there's definitely high hopes for Big Arch over in the West. Had a really good year in the Waffle, and yeah, I'm sure you'll see him in the AFL next year for sure.
Yeah, I think the leagues are definitely different, and it's probably through personnel and the players that are there. And I think when you compare probably say the Gippsland League to the VFL, it's definitely another step up, and you talk to the boys and just the pace of the game. No one misses 15-metre kicks, and I think that's the big thing, is they're able to move the ball super quick. So if blokes aren't fit enough, you can get found out pretty quick compared to our league, where there's probably more turnovers than the VFL. And then obviously you talk to Hutchie that's been in the AFL now, and that's even another step up from the Waffle to the AFL. So yeah, it's probably a fair bit bigger than you probably think just talking to the boys. So yeah, I think when Hutchie got picked up at pick 3 to West Coast for not only Wonthaggi, but I think even just in the community, there was a bit of a buzz around, and everyone was pretty pumped to tune in and see how he was going. And not even game day, but it's just checking their social media to see if anything's been put up about Hutchie. And I think probably more so for the younger kids in our community or town, working at a school, you can tell that kids are all oh, Hutchie, and it's exciting because it sort of drives them to play sport and have a bit of belief that anyone can get to the big stage. And I think especially for someone like Hutchie that's worked as hard as he does, and you probably don't know that, but behind the scenes he's putting in a lot of work, and just what that's done for the kids of Wonthaggi and in-block and surrounds, I think it's massive. Yeah, I think depending on when you look at it, but if we go back to 12 months ago and we're playing in a grand final in Morwell, and then fast forward 6 months and he's playing on the MCG, I think that's definitely a surprise. But I think once he did go to Uptown and started training with Collingwood and had a few good games in the pre-season, it was definitely probably more likely that he would get picked up than not. And yeah, I think it's just all goes back to the work that he's put in. But yeah, Hutchie had a heap of interests, especially coming into the mid-season draft, and why wouldn't you? Because he's an excitement machine. And I think the clubs like Collingwood that were sitting up higher on the ladder were probably disappointed that they couldn't have Hutchie playing for them.
Yeah, for me, there's a lot of steps and processes, I suppose, to get to where I am today. I suppose making the move over to Wonthaggi was probably the first one from in-block, and then obviously Jared Blair's connection with Collingwood, and he was coaching me and seeing some potential in myself, so he encouraged me to head down there, and then did that, and it sort of just rolled on from there, and was lucky enough to get picked up. Yeah, Jared was incredibly helpful for my footy, and always had belief in me, I suppose. As he does, I suppose, most people, he gets the best out of a lot of people that he coaches, I reckon. So he's been huge, and obviously his connection, being in the AFL and stuff like that, I was always drawn back to him when I was going through the process of being drafted. Yeah, he's been unreal. Probably one of my bigger mentors, I'd say, for football so far. To be honest, I didn't really watch a lot of Jared. I was still pretty young and wasn't a massive Pies fan, but yeah, I suppose some of the stuff I've seen, he always goes in, has a crack, and applied a heap of pressure and always gave his best, and that's something that you need. play at the top level for sure. Yeah, Jared's very crafty. You can tell that when he come back, he was a level above everyone. Starting to slow up a bit now though. He's getting a bit old. See how many years he's got left in him. Yeah, I've had a lot of people, following along, and I think it's probably due to me being a little bit older. When I've been drafted, I've made a fair few connections around town and stuff like that. Also playing in block and Wonthaggi, so yeah, it's been pretty cool, and I've felt the support by everyone, which is super awesome. Yeah, the crowd in my first couple of games was something that it was like big eye opener, just a little bit distracting and stuff, but I've managed to adjust that pretty quick. I felt like in my 4th, 5th games, like don't really notice it too much, so which is nice. It's also exciting to play in front of good crowds. Over the West, we managed to get sort of 40 odd, mid-40s most weeks, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you just adjust to it, I think, and becomes the norm for you. So yeah, with a few games, that's sort of what sort of happens.
The skill level's gone like way up in terms of footy, and I think the difference, like in all the different leagues and stuff, is the skill level and how they move the ball. I mean, senior footy is pretty fast, but when I go to Gippy, it's way faster. And it even goes up with Vic Country in the AFL Academy. It's just they've all got that X factor in the players, and obviously with the younger boys, they're all really young and fit and energetic. They know how to play, but I mean, when you get into a bit of an older group like the senior boys, they're really like very classy with their stuff. Like they know where to go, they know exactly where to go on their position on the footy field. But yeah, I think the skill level is absolutely amazing. Like at the top levels, like they don't miss a kick, they don't miss a handball, they don't drop a mark. It's great.
You've got to definitely be pretty disciplined. Everyone else in the comp is, so if you want to be one of the better players, you got to prepare yourself better than them, I suppose. Train harder. So it's definitely been a few sacrifices I've had to make, but I mean the hard work pays off, which is nice, and I've seen that, and hopefully I can keep working hard and take me to bigger and better things. Yeah, I think a higher power that would guide me is when you want something, just put your mind to it and work towards it, and if you work hard enough, most of the time that outcome that you want will happen. So yeah, that's probably something that I know that if I put my mind to it, work hard enough, whatever my goals are in life, then probably going to achieve them. Yeah, Geelong smoked ourselves for sure. Their pressure was elite. They were very clean, fast moving with their hands, and I suppose we're a pretty young side, and when you come up against a good experienced Geelong side like that at their home deck, it's going to be a tough day for sure. But we went in at half-time, reset, and I think we come out and held ourselves together and ended up winning the second half, so that was good show of character for the team. And just the competitiveness of every player that you play against in the top level is, big step up. Ball moves a fair bit quicker. So I'm still learning and adjusting to all that, but yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, so I was traditionally sort of played forward, but probably looking a little bit more to get up through the midfield and on the wing. So that'll be something that I'll probably try to look to train a little bit over the pre-season. Hopefully, get a few games in that position next year. What I've learnt the most from the Eagles probably, just a lot of hard work. How much hard work goes into being a professional athlete, and just the way to hold yourself in pressure moments and stuff like that. And just the environment that the AFL, like being an AFL player, the environment you're in and stuff like that, it's been a big learning curve for me back end of this year. In the last quarter against Geelong, I managed to kick a goal at the end of the game, which was nice. I think we kicked maybe 5 goals, so there's 3 goals, which was nice to finish off the year with the win in the last quarter.
Go off and enjoy with the family. Congratulations.
Yeah, at the end of the Geelong game, obviously that was Hawkins and Zach Tui's final game. There have obviously been some big players in the AFL for a long time, so it was pretty cool to be able to see them walk off and get the reception from the Geelong fans that they deserve. Yeah, it was something pretty cool to be a part of. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see them like finish up and how much their journey meant to them, and sort of shows you what you can do. I'm just starting off mine, so hopefully, yeah, I can have a long career and be able to look back and be proud like they are of what I've been able to achieve. Yeah, I think the time and chances, you just got to. It's probably more opportunity, to be honest. If there's an opportunity there, just take it, and you never know where it's going to go. I could easily just said no and not moved up to Melbourne, and nothing probably would have changed, and I mean, still probably would have been happy doing that, but never really get to experience those life experiences you get if you just take the opportunity, and never know where it really takes you. So next is I'm just home now for a couple of weeks, refresh the brain, and then head back over and get into a pre-season, which will be pretty cool to get a full pre-season under my belt, and hopefully set me up well for a good season next year.